Oh, hey guys, welcome back. So today's a favorites video and I'm really excited. I know I usually do a top 5, but I think I might stick with the top 10 favorites of this month. And to be honest, I had a hard time picking 10, well 11 because there's an honorable mention at the end. But anyhow, in this video, I'll show you my top 10 favorites for the month of February. Oh my god. I don't know why that was so difficult for me to say. So I guess I'll start with the first plant. So the first plant is an Anthurium, and it's one that I've been so obsessed with this month. It is the Anthurium Magnificum crossed with Regale. I'm so in love with the veining. I'm so in love with how dark the foliage is. The ring light might not make it look... Sorry, there was a fluff or something, it distracted me. The ring light usually makes it look lighter than it is. So I'm just gonna go grab her. Okay. Here she, oh, sachets. I can't even see you guys. Okay, here she is. Anthurium Magnificum crossed with Regale. Do you see what I mean? Do you see what I mean? I'm gonna try to go in front of it. I don't know. I'm so in love with the veining. And it's a pretty sturdy plant. Like, it's very tough. And I really want this one to get even bigger than what she is now. She did push out a pup, and I'm equally obsessed with the pup. She's real long, but I just like, do you see the undertones of red in the veining? I just really love how this looks. Probably when she pushes out its own independent root system, I'm probably gonna cut her. But are y'all obsessed? Look at this leaf. See, and this is why I'm so obsessed with Anthurium hybrids. They're just so unique. There are 5 leaves on this Anthurium. I do feel like I need to up the feed because now that we're slowly getting more hours of light and that she's pushing out an inflow, there are so many parts in the plant where there's potentially new growth. So I just want to show you right over here, that is something new. This right here, this right over here, and there's another one. Actually, there's 2 more on the flip side. I just feel like I need to up the feed to support inflows, new growth. This Anthurium is in Lechuza pond. She has been in this substrate for a while. There was a time where I had her in LECA, and they grow well in LECA. I just find that when the roots go into the reservoir, and then when they send the reservoir for too long, you can see like this kind of situation in the foliage a lot more. I don't know. That's why I prefer pond for my Anthuriums. I don't know what y'all can see. The sun is like in my eyes, and so I'm just like, can you see that? I don't even know. Okay, the first plant is the Anthurium Magnificum crossed with Regale. Okay, so the second plant is a Monstera, and for a long period of time, this Monstera was in my living room. So she didn't really grow. I finally moved her back in here during the winter time, and although she wasn't under a grow light, and although she was really far from this window, she started pushing out a new leaf, and I was so surprised. And I guess it was because my living room really has low light. No to low light, really. Anyhow, the second plant is the Monstera Constellation. I got a lot of comments from my last favorites video asking why I didn't include my Monstera Constellation. She's too big. She's too big. I can't lift her. I can't move her. So here's a pot or bucket or whatever. And then she's going up this way. You can see, look at this. Just look at this. This is insane. Leaves going this way. There's one under this grow light. Leaves going this way. Still going. And then the newest leaf up here. So I really, honestly guys, I can't move her. Like, she's happy in this corner. I can feel that there is a new leaf coming. I'm gonna have to chop her soon because like this is too much. It's not even about you. So that's the reason why my main Thai constellation hasn't been featured in a while. But I just want to show you like what the current status is with that one. But the one I'm gonna show you now is probably my second biggest. Like obviously this is the biggest. My second biggest is living in pond, and she started out as a single cutting. It was probably a year and a half ago, I would say. Oh god, I'm gonna hit these Anthuriums. I'm gonna hit these Anthuriums and this Hoya. Okay, Kevin, be careful. I'm like concentrating so much because I know I'm gonna hit this Hoya and Anthurium. Okay guys, I don't know what you can see, but here she is. She is actually so beautiful, and it's a plant I ignore so much, guys. I think it's funny that the original leaf is still here, and then she pushed out. I know I had to cut one off, but 1, 2, 3, 4. So there were 5 leaves, and this is the newest one. I am so in love with her. Anyhow, are y'all obsessed? Again, she was living in my living room for a while. So this is the first leaf in like months, like two months, I would say. I might wait for another set of leaves before I propagate her, but like, I am so in love with this plant. I already know, cause look at this pot. It is, ooh. Kevin, use two hands. Use two hands. Because y'all know, and here's an example. You can see how big these roots are. I know for a fact that the roots have taken over and they're probably in the reservoir right now. So because I know that and I know how this plant behaves, I actually water this sparingly compared to my other plants, or I just do more waterings but like less water. Does that make sense? Anyhow, she's beautiful. Oh. I always get this question about Monstera constellations and like what substrate they like. Personally, in my experience, you can have success in any medium. Y'all know that my Thai constellation in LECA is thriving. I mean, the evidence is here for this one that's been living in pond. I actually have two more that are in pond that were thriving. I did take top cutting so they don't look fantastic, but they're still pushing out new growth. And then all my Thai constellations in an arid mix are doing great. And I have a lot of propagations in moss right now. So yeah, like they can do well in any medium. That's why I'm obsessed with this one, because honestly, she took her time. She took her time. I get questions about repotting. I'm probably not going to repot this. I'm probably going to take propagations. I'm just going to turn a little bit so y'all can see all the leaves and how it's doing. Oh my god, I can sway with this one. This one's so much easier to sway with. Anyhow, the second plant is the Monstera Thai constellation. Okay, so let's do a philodendron. So the third plant is the Philodendron Glorious. And so the main reason why she's on this list is because, okay, Future Kevin put a picture from the summer last year. This is what she looked like. She was actually gonna be massive. Like, she was gonna be so big. But y'all know that I had that spider mite issue. The thing is, when you have a pest, one thing I recommend is limiting the foliage that you have. I made the decision to basically just keep 2 cuttings, and then I got rid of the rest of the plant. I think they're feeling like situated. I feel like they're feeling good. I have one on a moss pole. She's gonna be a beast. She is going to be a beast. Oh my god. Okay, so she's not fully hardened off, but honestly guys, I'm so obsessed with how I'm so happy because, okay, this is the one, and I'm looking, I always mix them up. This wasn't the mother plant. So this was a cutting that I took from the big plant. I put it in a chunky arid mix. I think this one specifically is Fox Farm Perlite Pumice Charcoal. And she was a cutting that had just this leaf. So you can see guys, I just basically stuck this cutting. I think I maybe air layered this part of the stem under the arid mix right now. So right there is where the new growth point came out. She did push out this. Oh my gosh, this leaf is crashing into the Monstera. This was the first leaf. The first leaf is always wonky. And then now she's pushed out this beautiful leaf. So obsessed guys. I'm so obsessed with this leaf. So this plant is only relying on my south facing window. She actually lives on the shelf behind y'all. So yeah, I'm really excited. I'm obviously gonna put a moss pole. Y'all can see, look at these aerial roots. They look good. I just want to wait for this leaf to, it's gonna hit me. I just want to wait for this leaf to harden off. I'm so happy that I have a Glorious that has big leaves again. Seriously guys, this plant is so easy to get big. I had this plant in LECA originally. It did well. It grew so big. Then I transferred her into an arid mix and yeah. Okay, I'm gonna put her back. Oh, I didn't show you the roots. You can't really see the roots. Like, they're not that impressive. They're there. But I did want to show you the mother plant. This is the second one. This is in an arid mix that I absolutely hate. It is super dense, like super dense. But for some reason, I think she was okay with it because look at all the roots, guys. Seriously, all these roots look so good. I only kept this one leaf here. So as you can see, because she was the mother leaf, she's going. You can see it's attached and this is where I cut. And then the node here, it started growing. So I have a moss pole. I got this moss pole from North Shore Tropicals. Again, first leaf, always wonky. First leaf, second leaf, and then the third leaf is a bit damaged because when she was coming out, she did get stuck in one of these honeycombs here, but she's still gorgeous, guys. I don't know, I'm so obsessed with this. I'm so happy that it's doing well. I wrapped the moss pole with cling wrap because I wanted the moisture to be there around the adventitious roots. I don't know if it's latched on. Oh yeah, actually. Yes, okay, you can actually see through the moss pole. So right there, look at that root, and then there's more over here, look. That's so exciting. Okay, and should I cut this leaf? Maybe I should. Okay, goodbye and thank you. So the third plant is the Philodendron Glorious. Okay, so the fourth plant is another philodendron. I am so excited for this plant to mature so much. Oh my gosh. It is the Philodendron Joepii. So she's still a little small baby and she only really has 3 leaves, but I am so excited for this one to grow. The newest leaf and like the shape of it is just like fantastic. Okay, look. Oh my god, it's hard to show. Look at her. Man, the light is really just ruining things right now. I didn't really notice this, but she is pushing a new leaf. I just kind of noticed it when I grabbed her. Do you see that, guys? She's gonna be a beauty. And then the two other leaves, the two older leaves, I mean, they're fun. They look cute. So this was another one that I put a moss pole on. So she was starting to yellow a little bit on the edges. I usually see these with philodendrons if the roots are just sitting in the reservoir for way too long, or if the leaf is like under grow light for a prolonged period of time. Yeah, see, they're not. So I think it's the light. Yeah, I don't know, guys. I'm so in love. So in love. And she's maturing nicely because like the other two leaves didn't have, you know, that kind of shape. You know, not much to say with this one. I just love her and she's fantastic. The fourth plant is the Philodendron Joepii. Okay, moving on to the fifth plant. The fifth plant is a little baby and it's a philodendron. I've shown this plant multiple times. I'm just like so impressed with it, the variegation on it. It is the Philodendron Strawberry Shake. The journey I've had with this propagation. So this plant is everything. And I've said this before, I've been debating if I want to keep it or if I want to sell it eventually, but you don't come across specimens like this often when it comes to strawberry shakes. But look how consistent the variegation is. So first leaf, second leaf, third leaf, and then the newest leaf. It's just such a beautiful specimen. I don't know if I mentioned this before, but this was a stump that was this short and she didn't have roots. Obviously she had like adventitious roots, but she didn't have a big root system. She didn't have a leaf. Threw her in moss in this same cup, put some cling wrap on top, stuck her in a grow light with a second one, and they both grew. So the second one is this one. It's a bit more green. Still a beauty. She is pushing a new leaf and it looks like it's variegated a little bit. I don't know if y'all can see that. She is starting to push out new roots, which is fantastic, but I don't know. It's so pretty. I'm never gonna get over the red or pink border on each leaf and how like the stems and petioles are like pink. Like I can't. It's so pretty. I don't wanna, I might end up keeping this one. I have so many though, but this is like beautiful. So I'm keeping her in moss for now because she seems pretty happy in moss. And obviously the plan was initially to sell her. We'll see guys. I know I always overdo it with strawberry shakes, but honestly, this one is one of my favorites out of all the ones I have. Okay, the fifth plant, Philodendron Strawberry Shake. Okay guys, the sixth plant is an orchid and it is my favorite orchid. Let's just say that. The sixth plant is the Phalaenopsis Mituo Diamond Panda. She is currently in spike and has 3 flowers that are open. There's also more buds, so I expect more blooms as well. I just love this orchid so much. I recently, I want to say like fall, winter, I did transfer her into LECA, but here are the flowers, guys. Wow, that is crazy. Okay, the second and third one are on the other side. So second one here, actually this is the first one that opened and this is the third one. She just opened today and I was like, it's a sign, it's a sign. I also like in the petals how, you know, sometimes there's like speckling, like it looks like a paint splash splatter. I don't know if y'all can see that. And like I said, there's buds on its way. So there's a couple there, there's 2 there. Who knows if there's gonna be more developing, but overall really happy. I'm not sure when these leaves came. I don't know if it was after, I feel like it might've been before transferring it into LECA, but they look cute. I can't get over these. I think she's bloomed, like pushed out new spikes a total of 3 times. The sixth plant is the Phalaenopsis Mituo Diamond Panda. Okay guys, I'm noticing it's becoming very difficult to talk. It's because I am filming a Patreon video right before this. It's like a behind the scenes of filming my favorites videos. Probably gonna be out this week. I'll make an announcement probably in a couple days, but because I was talking a lot, my voice is going. Okay. Second plant. The second plant is a Hoya, and it is the Hoya Mathilde Splash. Whew. I just want to update you guys on the splashing because the leaves have gotten bigger. You could see the splashing a bit more. I am obsessed with the splash. I wouldn't have propagated this plant if it wasn't for the root rot situation. If y'all forgot, my Hoya Mathilde Splash unfortunately had root rot, and so I had to cut her back, propagate her, repot her. Okay. So I guess I'll show you how she's doing. Wow, this is incredible. These leaves. So these were the first set. Look at all this look at all this splash. Like this whole cluster of plants. Isn't this incredible? So this vine, on one side, she has a splashy leaf. This one isn't. Yeah, I just find it interesting because like all of these leaves, they came from cuttings that didn't have, I mean, they did have a little bit of splash, but they didn't have like a lot. Like for example, these two leaves over here where the splashy is, and then the vine coming out of it isn't really producing a lot of splash. So there is one leaf kind of splashy. You can see this leaf isn't, this leaf down here isn't, and like the set down there doesn't look like it's splashy. I think it really depends like which part of the node the new growth is coming out of, because for example, this part with all the splash, it's coming from this leaf. So this leaf is only half splash. The other leaf is totally green. I mean, you can see that the vine is coming from the side of the node that has the splash. So I don't know, it's interesting. I will never get over these leaves. Like, are you kidding? I am so happy. I'm really excited because I mean, in my experience, the Mathilde in general is just a fast grower. It will vine and become a fuller plant. So I just like cannot wait for this plant to just vine and get bigger. She's endless. She's a pond. Generally, I find Mathildes are pretty resilient to underwatering. Anyhow, I'm just super excited. I mean, look at all these leaves. What is going on? They're so pretty. Okay, 7th plant, Hoya Mathilde Splash. The 8th plant is a philodendron. It is one that I've slowly become obsessed with. Oh my God, I think a year ago is when I cut her. The 8th plant is the Philodendron Brandtianum. This philodendron, I know it's a tricky one, but if you have a moss pole attached to it, you can really up the humidity around the leaves, especially when they're unfurling. I just love the silver leaves. They look amazing. I really want to see how big the leaves get because like right now it doesn't seem like they're getting any bigger. Maybe I'll push her against my south-facing window now that the days are getting longer. Right now she's like sitting on the floor and she's relying on, can you see me guys? My Brandtianum's like on the floor. She's only relying on these lights. They're not even facing the leaves. So I'm like scared to lift her guys. I'm like dragging her. Okay, look at this baby. Look at this baby. Can't get over this. Are you kidding me? Wow guys, she's gone really tall. Do you see this plant? Like she's just like everything. Look at all of these beautiful, my tag constellation's grabbing to the pot. So I find it fascinating because there's actually one vine and it's the one that has the biggest leaves. There's one vine that isn't attached to the LECA. I unfortunately broke it somehow and I didn't even realize, but she's only relying on the moss pole when it comes to water and nutrients. So from time to time, I do water the moss pole with nutrient solution just because I know there's that one vine. But do you see this? It looks so good. It looks so good. Okay, is it the 8th plant? Yeah, the 8th plant is the Philodendron Brandtianum. Okay, so the 9th plant is a Hoya, and when I was thinking about plants to show in this video, like this was at the top of the list. There is a new leaf. She's a lot longer, she's darker, she's like really rough. It sounds funny. It is the Hoya Clemensiorum. It's one of my favorite Hoyas foliage-wise. Texture, color, all the above. Okay, so this is the leaf. This is the leaf. Look at this. What? And like when you look at the other leaves, oh my God, the fuzziness always throws me off. There's this weird suede fuzziness to these leaves and it always throws me off because they're also like on the edges, they're like really rough. I don't know how to describe it because before this one was the biggest one, but now just crazy. I was trying to be very careful because there's a new leaf and I'm like, Kevin, do not knock over the leaf because she's at a really good spot. She's like at the very top. And yeah, I mean, overall the plant looks really pretty. I was debating chopping this one up to propagate, but I think I just love it so much. And like, it's not necessarily a full plant. Roots. I actually don't know what the roots look like. Oh yeah, I showed this in the Hoya video. She's branching into the wick, same thing on the other side. And she's fine. So yeah guys, 9th plant, Hoya Clemensiorum. Okay, the last plant is an Anthurium, and guys, she's not gonna look like much. I think because every single day, I think this is the one that I interact with. Using the word interact is hilarious when it comes to plant. I interact with this one a lot. It is the Anthurium Forgetii. So she doesn't live in here. I think she would be a lot more bigger if she lived in here. So every single day, I move her up against my west-facing window. And then in the evening when the sun is down, I move her onto my dining room table. She's kind of a dining room table like centerpiece. But I love her and she did push out a new leaf. She's not as big because like I said, the hours of light that she's getting is not a lot. Okay. So here she is. She's getting there. She's almost hard enough. I'll know when she's hard enough because she'll be like dark like this one. I don't know why specifically I'm obsessed with this Forgetii, because y'all know that I have two. She has two older leaves. Y'all can see that she's crisping up. When it comes to Anthuriums, I don't necessarily like cutting the leaves unless I have to. Again, plants will pull from the oldest growth for mobile nutrients if they can't get it from the roots. And yeah, she is just, I love her. I love her so much. And yeah, the 10th plant, Anthurium Forgetii. Do you see how the sun is like, oh my god, I look directly in it. Okay, do you see the sun? Anyways, okay, honorable mention. This Anthurium is so pretty. She unfortunately had root rot. I could only keep 2 cuttings, but finally they pushed out new leaves. The honorable mention today is the Anthurium Moodeanum. I don't know. I was and this was a while ago. I think it was in the summer. I was very sad. At the time when she was in LECA, she was thriving. I mean, she really was. I did forget about her. The reservoir dried out completely. Not only that, the LECA dried out. So the moment I hydrated her again, the roots rotted. It was a nightmare. I took cuttings from it and put her in pond. First it was water and then it was pond. So here she is. Oh, I can't get over it. So this is one, guys. And then the second one first pushed out this leaf. And then now she's pushing out this little baby. The cuttings had 1 leaf. So these are the 2 leaves. I kept them because obviously they're solar panels. So yeah, I'm probably gonna cut these off soon, but look at her. In my experience, it depends. Like, they usually comes out this color. Then it fades to like, I mean, it kind of fades to like a green the older and older it gets, but it stays this red for a while. I'm just really happy that she's bounced back because I thought I lost her. But yeah, honorable mention, Anthurium Moodeanum. Okay guys, I guess that's it. Man, oh man, these plants are so beautiful. I love all these plants. Which plant was your favorite? That's hard. Oh, which is mine? It might be the orchid. Is it the orchid? The Mituo Diamond Panda? It might be the Anthurium, Magnificum, Regale, the Forgetii? I don't know. Thank you guys so much for all the love and support in the comments. I'm launching my Patreon this week, Wednesday. I just need to edit a few things and just sort things out, but I'm really excited. And yeah, if you made it to the very end, thank you guys so much. I greatly appreciate it. And I'll see you guys later. Bye!